Welcome back to our top 10 videos. Today, we bring you the top 10 most insane houses. Not every special home has to cost millions of dollars. Some of these houses are actually quite affordable, but we're not sure you would want to live in all of them. Let's jump right in. Number 1. Nas Montanhas de Fafe, Portugal. Constructed between immense boulders, the home is nothing short of extraordinary as it uses natural materials to complete the space between these immense boulders, thus seamlessly integrating in the surroundings whilst leaving space for normal features such as windows, doors, and a sloping roof. While the home is clearly above the ground, the elements defining it bring it to our list. The living experience is clearly closer to an underground home than an above-ground home. It is rumored that the Flintstones may have lived in this home. Number 2. The House on the Rock, Serbia. When we think of houses surrounded by water, we either think of boats or island living. Well, while this house is in the middle of the water, it's standing on a rock. You can find it on the Drina River in Serbia. It got people's attention after being mentioned in big publications such as the Daily Mail and National Geographic. If you think that having a house on top of a rock is impressive enough, wait until you hear the story behind it. It all happened back in 1968 when a group of friends, tired of swimming against the current in the Drina River, decided to get some rest on top of the rock. They immediately brought some boards on which they could lay on. Right after that, they decided to put the boards vertically and use them as cover. And just like that, they built the idea of the house. It is now one of Serbia's most treasured places. Number 3. Hobbit home in Valls, Switzerland. As the name suggests, the house has been inspired by the Hobbit dwellings in Tolkien's universe, and it happily resides in an area world-renowned for its thermal baths, thus greatly highlighting potential for the underground home in Valls, Switzerland. The home uses the natural slope of the terrain to hide its composition elegantly. A large cut opens the slope wide open to bathe the interior with light and capture one of the most extraordinary perspectives that an underground home has seen. Outside, we see a hot tub, a wooden fire pit, and a barbecue. The backyard is truly built all in one for comfort. Simply beautiful. Number 4. The Curette House. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the Curette House, the narrowest house in the world. While the house is only 122 centimeters long at its widest point, don't let it fool you, because the attribute is what makes it so space efficient and interesting. According to the architect, all the furniture had to be customized and pushed to fit into this space. It's designed for one person who likes to work and stay at home. More specifically, the house was designed for traveling writers who need their own space. One flight of stairs brings you to the study room and bathroom, and a ladder leads you up to the bedroom. What more does a writer need, honestly? The house was meant to stay up for 2 years, but it's already a Warsaw icon and a landmark on the tourist map for visitors of this Polish city. Number 5. The Floating Seahorse. The Floating Seahorse is a floating home off the coast of Dubai. Each of these islands are smaller versions of countries from around the globe. The floating sea is a part of Great Britain. Anybody living in it can wake up to the sound of calming waves and getting lost on ocean views that will take your breath away. At the lower part, it will feel like you're actually living underwater. Who needs a gardener or something like that when you can have a view of the coral reef? Since the Floating Seahorse has been a success in the market, there are more floating houses being made. Number 6. Tokyo's modern transparent house. How would you feel if instead of walls, you had windows all around your room? Bet you would have some privacy concerns. Though let's be honest, you would benefit a lot from that natural light coming through. Designed in Tokyo, Japan, this crazy idea turned into a reality when he built the glass house. As its name implies, this house is fully surrounded by glass instead of walls in a treehouse-like structure. There's a bit of climbing to do when it comes to accessing the rooms. Instead of going through doors, you go up and down the ladders to where you want to be, just like the Curette house in our number 4 spot. This 3-floor building definitely sounds like the adult and modern version of a treehouse. I know Japanese houses are different in general when you compare them to other houses around the world, but this house definitely stands out. Number 7. The Airplane House, Hillsboro, Oregon. Apparently, airplanes are not only good for flying across the ocean, they also make for great living spaces. Number 8. Old Water Tower House. From the exterior, this house looks like a simple utilitarian water tower. Chateau d'Eau is a 100-foot tall Belgian water tower that was recently converted into a single-family home. Built in 1938, the brick and concrete tower now houses a 2-car garage, 2 bedrooms, and a sizable multifunction room and a full kitchen. The occupants can also ascend to the rooftop terrace where they can observe the surrounding village. Chateau d'Eau was in service until the 1990s and was even used as a watchtower by the Nazis when they took over Belgium in World War II. The exterior of the 6-story structure was originally renovated prior to the interior restoration, which began in 2007. Once the damaged concrete columns were repaired and painted, brick joints were completely removed and replaced, and the windows in the floor top were enlarged. The architect and his team proceeded to work on the interior design. Number 9. Thomas Cowan Seashell House, Big Sur, California. If you are familiar with the central coast of California, you may have seen this modern concrete and wood structure, with its living roof referred to as the Seashell-inspired house or the Abalone House. The unusual modern home, which is really just a small beach house in Big Sur, California, has been recently featured with a few images on several blogs and Pinterest, even though it was completed 4 years ago. Outlooking the beautiful Pacific Ocean, it's easy to say that you will never want to leave her. Number 10. The Egg House. Here's one that's really going to blow up your mind. The Egg House in Beijing, China. This architecture was a man's response to China's rising real estate prices. When this man couldn't find an affordable home, he went onto the sidewalk and made his egg-shaped home. I mean, what else do you need for survival when you have a bed and a roof over you, and probably egg-shaped as well? He even has lights and books, probably based on eggs. The most impressive thing is that it only cost him $964 to make. It is also powered by solar energy. That's actually a pretty good steal right there. His story shows us that we can make a home wherever we want as long as we're committed to it, and we don't violate property values. And that wraps up today's video. Let us know in the comment section below which house you would rather live in. And of course, don't forget to like our videos and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching.